Welcome back, guys. Harry here, known as Straight Chap. Oh man, I'm here to hold your hand. And are you guys ready? Yeah, so let's get straight into it. Obviously, we've made the downside resolution. As I had this range in yesterday, and I said, unless we break the top side of this range, I'm gonna continue, waiting for Bitcoin to produce price action. And here's the price action produce. Now, yeah, it is bearish, and I've been warning you about this. I showed you the triple bearish divergence and how that happened in 2017, and I was showing you a lot of fractals suggesting that a correction now would be, not out of the ordinary. I mean, I was showing you the signal of the daily 50, right? The daily 50. What did we have? We had the daily 50. Where's my 50? Crossing below, and you can see we had a break and retest, perfect break and retest, and that's the resolution. We haven't done that in a very long time, guys, ever since uh, $11,000. So of course these are signs that you have to take for granted, not for granted, and you have to hedge. It can't always go up, and a lot of people, they get caught in the fact that these markets are bullish and they just think it's a little correction. But when trend starts to change like this, we have to start expecting, okay, this is not a macro cycle top, I don't think, because as I said in my earlier videos, there's a lot of things indicating RSI is not at the 90 percentile. Just monthly, it doesn't look like macro cycle top. Bi-monthly looks good. Yeah, quarterly also looks good. It's just gonna be I would say like a halfway top. Yeah, we are going to trade down and sideways for a couple of months, I think. And this is in the beginning of this bull run. If you guys have joined me for that journey, I've been saying this is what I think this bull run is going to end up being, like a bit like 2010. And what we saw in 2010, need to bring back log, is we saw a very similar thing happen to Bitcoin. I mean, it was a little bit different, but it follows the narrative of this type of price action, right? We have a dump. Okay, look, this was very liquid, all right? So it's going to look a bit different, but we don't have a cycle top, right? So we don't have this bearish market. What we do is we have a flash crash, a dead cat bounce, come back down, play sideways action, and then get going again. Similar, pretty much something like that, right? A flag, we flag out for a bit. And if you ask me what do I think, well, I think Bitcoin is ready to put in one of those. I don't think it's the top. You can kind of see how this is going to play out, right? You can see the flash crash, a bit of flagging here, and then that definitely turns out into an opportunity for Bitcoin to continue up and onwards. I don't think it's ready. I think that with institutions flooding in, and what's very interesting is where this is happening, because where this is happening, institutions have been buying since low prices. But I would say, like, from Elon Musk, apparently he's bought from 34,000, and this base here at 40,000 and even the mid 35,000, I don't see Bitcoin going below there. And I think really we need to give a chance at 40, this base here at 45K. I think we could base there. There's a very big possibility. That's a very strong base. So, coming back to my charts here and going back on a weekly, removing all drawings so I can look at the nice price action without indicators, I am technically, this should be a higher low. But since we got faked out and closed back in the range, to be honest, I would consider this as a better higher low. So what I think essentially what we have developed here is we've developed a massive range. All right, and we've developed a weekly range which we haven't seen on Bitcoin. But remember, this is a different cycle and we're going to see different trends. So developing a massive range, could be put in a base at 45,000 and could put in a top here at 60,000. Now that doesn't mean to say if we do take out this base at 45,000, yeah, we can easily come down. But as I said, there's not things indicating to me that this is a macro cycle top. I think that we're having a super cycle and we're going to play out a bit of down, and it's following. I mean, Nasdaq, here, this is SPY futures taking a dump with Bitcoin. We have NDX, Nasdaq as well is also taking a correction here, and it will close the weekly today. And if it closes the weekly anywhere like this, I could see a move back down to something around, maybe around 13 here, or even back down to here, 13.3. So it comes in line with Bitcoin taking a bit more of a downward leg. It's nothing out of the ordinary, and I think this is just the ebbs and flow of a market, right? So I'm not suggesting that there's going to be a major crash, but we are going to have a correction, right? And very possible we go into a bear market, but we have to take it day by day. But with things looking at how they are at the moment, it's not looking likely. That can quickly change around. You guys know Bitcoin. Everyone who has smart, everyone who, coming from a forex trading background, price action. I have no emotions. I can't have emotions towards the chart because that's what's going to make me lose money. I just present to you guys what the facts are saying, what the chart is telling me, because I know at the end of the day, that's my probability and statistics to be in the best position to win, right? And emotions is not going to put me in the best position to win. So, we will have a correction. And for people who are long-term hodls buying at low prices, I think I would give it a chance. I'm holding my Bitcoin very long-term anyways, just out of, but trading positions. And I think we do get a bounce out of this area because if you look at the daily here, we have a beautiful support that we've touched quite perfectly right here. And I do think it pops up and bounces. I don't think it shoots through this. I think this is a little bit of the crash. And we could probably pop up, first target here to pop up is 51,000. And then after that, we could even pop up here to 53 without questions. I could see that happening. But I do think that that gets sold into just based on the weekly, daily, 2 day. And remember yesterday I was showing you, I remember if it was the 3 day Stokes. And 3 day Stokes looks like they are going to touch that trend line, right? And if they see, look, it touched it perfectly. And I do think we get a bounce from here. And that's why I was showing you this, is that I do think we get that bounce. And this is the thing that's going to cause the bounce right here. As you can see, that's kind of coming in now, that bounce. And we do turn up, play a little bit of an upside, maybe over the next 2 days over the weekend. And now that we've confirmed the bearish momentum, remember in the weekends when Bitcoin was bullish, what did we used to see? We used to see price action go the opposite way. We used to see corrections during the weekend. But now coming into the weekend and Bitcoin is turning a bit bearish, we're going to see price go to the upside. And then coming into the week, I do think that there's a possibility to put in that higher low and start to trend downwards. And that will really confirm that we will come down here to that $45,000 target. And if we do come down to that $45,000 target, I want to see Bitcoin probably take a nice bounce there, of course, and then play out a little bit of a range. And then from there, we'll take it from there. But by all means, I am not bullish on Bitcoin until we get above any of these significant areas here on around, even just here, probably I would call 56,000. So, it's a possibility. I do think we bounce and retest up to maybe 53 or up here to 51. And I think after that, I think altcoins will follow. And I see that as an opportunity to hedge, not financial advice. I'm just telling you what I think, right? And this can go away. I don't want to update. I think that it gives a chance because if you look at altcoins, they're really hit a bit difficult, right? And they've been hit quite hard here. And I do think we get a bounce. I do think they have a small recovery, and we'll have a look in a minute after Ethereum. And then I think we do put a higher low, and then they get hit one more time. But once Bitcoin, decides to go sideways and stuff like that, I do think we fall into a bit of an alt season. And by all means, this is not, this is just a prediction, and I'm just thinking, putting out ideas, agree or disagree with me, that's completely up to you. But even let's have a look at CMEs on Bitcoin, because that weekly will close today. And yeah, the weekly, strong bearish closure coming also to 45,000. That's my target, guys. So that's what I'm looking for. A bounce where we are at the moment, though. I do think we bounce from here. You see the 3-day Stokes. And then we start talking. So let's have a look at Ethereum here. Ethereum, on the other hand, weekly is still fine until it takes out its low at 2,000. So come back down to the daily is even still looking bullish. It hasn't even taken out its daily low. Ethereum looks good, but I think if Bitcoin does take that leg down with probably will come down to this base. Daily base, you could say that around 2,000 to 1,950 to 2,000. if Bitcoin does put in a higher low and takes the base down. But I do think we get a bounce from here. But I would look at that more as an opportunity until we start closing dailies below this area. If we start closing dailies below 1950, then I would be looking to sell some Ethereum personally, to be honest. And I think we can come down. To be honest, I'm not even sure at the moment, but depends on what liquidity I would like to have. We could come down easily here to 1500 or even 1400, depending on what Bitcoin wants to do. But Ethereum is looking good, right? It's still fine. I think if Bitcoin does take that second leg down, then we do come down to about 2100 to even 2000, right? But as long as we're not closing below there, I'm not bearish. I'm not bearish. So apart from that, looking at some alts here, we can see that they're heavily impacted here. Just look at some of the majors. They're all getting a bounce following Bitcoin. So I think if Bitcoin does put in that higher low, that some of these are getting really wrecked. So if Bitcoin does put, yeah, this is not looking good, to be honest. Yeah, not looking the best, not looking the best. I would be cautious. Listen, I'm not going to speak much about alts because I don't have the experience in market cycles to tell you what's going to happen with them. But I do think they bounce for here. And personally, this is not financial advice. This is probably the worst and like advice. But personally, what I'm going to be doing, and I like to be open and share things with you guys because it's just what I'm going to be doing, is that once we get this bounce, I'm going to start looking to hedge my bets. Take it easy. Let the markets play out. I'm keeping my Bitcoin. I'm not selling that. I will start trading, to be honest. I will start shorting Bitcoin and accumulating more because in the future I want more Bitcoin. The more I can get, the more beneficial I see it for me. And yeah, that's what I look to do in this cycle. I hope this video has helped. Remember guys, take care, trade sharp, and until next time, peace.